Umlungu.
Accept Umlu.
I just did.
Yeah, so let me go live. Okay. Hi everyone, I trust you're well. Welcome back again. We just had another session a few minutes ago. So, welcome to join the conversation. And I've got another phenomenal, remarkable guest who's joined us this evening. Yeah, it's almost 23 minutes past and it's getting dark. I don't know where you are. How is the weather outside there for us? It's cloudy and getting darker, but anyway, besides the weather, we are here to chat and to have an empowering, inspiring, and motivational message from my guest. I am transformation coach Mashudu Mbhele. Others know me as Ketty Wensieni, whatever name suits you. I know I get so many names. I won't mention my English name because people just turn it to something else. And one just laughs. So I'm also a member of Way is Women Emancipate Yourself. I think being an introvert, that is where also I learned to also network with women because most of my life was just being by myself and being a methodologist working with men and missing out on connecting with other women. And that platform has taught me to be cheerleaders to others, to other women, and to support them. And what is Join the Conversation? Join the Conversation is a platform where I bring women from all walks of lives. I've also had men last year. So, guys, if you still feel like you've got a message for us, do connect and send a comment through. So, it's where I speak to men and women from all walks of life, where they share their lessons learned, their aha moments, and they inspire and they plant seed. And it does mean they're experts. Some would be experts. So, don't say whatever is being talked about doesn't affect me. I remember one of the conversations that I had with one of the ladies is I just forgot her name, and one lady commented says, "You're talking about marriage, and this is not for me." But when we were talking, we even forgot to speak about marriage. So yeah, it was speechless conversation. So guys, don't feel like you're not meant. If you were here just for a few seconds, it means you're meant to be here. The message that we have is meant for you as well. So do share if you're on Facebook, say hi, greet us guys. We don't want to be by ourselves. So greet us, send us emojis and also ask questions. And if there's something that our guest has mentioned, so do type and also if you are listening to this at a later stage, could be Facebook, could be YouTube. So type those questions, we'll come back to them. And if you've got someone who's not on Facebook, remember this is it's being recorded. It will also be saved on YouTube. So we'll share the link as well. So we're trying to reach as many people as we can because we need to help. We are not an island. And someone said I'd never tell what do I do. Being a transformation coach, I help transform people's lives so that they can look at their lives with intention so that they can be intentional in everything that they are doing. So I help people who've got emotional and mental baggages, which could be stress, negative belief system as well, so that they can master their own lives and be better versions of themselves. And I do that using empowering coaching, healing, and therapy techniques. So that is what I do. So the list is endless of who I assist. So I just wanted to clarify that. So this is the time. I think I've spoken too much. I've taken so much time. So let me welcome my guest. So welcome and introduce yourself and tell us who you are, what do you do, and anything that you feel we need to know about you. I don't want to limit you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mashudu, and thank you for creating this platform, honestly. So I am Refilwe Ramatlhodi Ndhlovu, and I am a communications professional. I am a coach in training, and I'm also a podcast host on the Village Conversations, which is a weekly podcast where I share some inspirational devotions to kickstart your week. Um, and I'm a parent, I'm a wife, and I'm also a sister and a friend. I do a lot of mentoring as well, for young girls and women. I love mentoring people. And I think what you said, Mashudu, about transformational coaching, that's actually where I want to go into, because I've just realized that we go about life and our lives aren't transformed, although we are wanting so much from life, and we just don't know how to go about it. And most of the times, it's things that happen in our daily lives that just draw us back. And some of them we are aware of, and some we aren't aware of. So, yeah, so as a coach in training, I'm going to come to you, Mashudu, for some mentorship, because I want to focus on transformation of people, because I really want to continue working on empowering people and encouraging them just to be the best version of themselves. So yeah, I think that's about it. That's me. This question is always difficult. It's like an interview question. So tell us about yourself. And you're like, oh. But yeah, in a nutshell, that's who I am.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And yeah, it just most of the time we're just scared to tell people who we are. And yeah, it's
Mm.
something that a coach will help you to find out why I know you're so scared
Yes.
to
Why
share that.
you really shy away from saying that? Yeah.
Because we are gifts. I was just telling someone earlier today that they're a VIP in this world and they need to own this space. And these guys were like,
Mm.
"What do you mean? You are a VIP. Do you know that? Do you know how
Yeah.
much power you've got?" So think
Mm.
about what I said. I gave you homework. Think about what I just said and look at areas where he feels like he's not a VIP and what is causing that. Yeah. Thank you so
Um,
much for that share. And for us today, what is the message that you have for us? Oh, before that, guys, let me just check. I see there's someone on Facebook, guys. Welcome. So do greet us. We want to interact with you.
hey.
And I also have got guests here as well on Facebook. On Zoom, we've got Tumi. Welcome, Tumi. And if you've got
Welcome to
questions,
me.
if you've got questions for my guest, so do type them through. I'll ask her on your behalf. And also remember, this is a conversation, so be free
Hmm.
and comfortable to speak to us, guys. So my question is, what is your message to us on this awesome Sunday? It's a beautiful Sunday.
It's a beautiful Sunday. I'm loving the weather too. My message to today is that, and this is something that this year I've been pushing myself to do it afraid. And I know Joyce Meyer wrote a book about doing it afraid, and it's about, going over and above the fear that holds us back. Um, so my message today is simple: do it afraid. Don't allow fear to hold you back from the things that you want to do and the things that you want to achieve. Break those boundaries and break the strongholds that are actually pulling you back into a shell. Most times we are crippled by fear because we label ourselves as shy, as introverts, as this or that, and partly it is because we're actually fearful of going out there and putting ourselves out there. So that's my main message for today. Let's do it afraid, and let's break the strongholds that are keeping us back and holding us back. And let's just be bold and courageous in pursuing the things that we want to pursue. Because if we don't do that also, I've seen with myself, if when I wasn't doing the things that I'm doing now and pursuing now, I was actually very anxious and stressed and not always happy, because I always felt like, I want to do so much more, but I'm shy. I don't have a radio voice, so I can't be talking in front of people. Even the podcast thing, the way it started out, a story for another day. But even the way it started out, I started out very shy and thinking, oh my gosh, who would want to listen to me? You know. But I knew at a point, there was a point when I knew that I had a message and this message needs to be delivered in this mode. And I need to speak. I can't be writing all the time. And also, I write a lot and then I don't release anything or share anything. So, I mean, what purpose is that serving? You know? So I went out there, started the podcast, and I just did it, you know, like putting yourself out there, being vulnerable and being okay with just who you are, being comfortable with who you are and what you have to offer, and just doing it, you know, just doing it. Afraid, let's do it afraid. That's my main message for today. Yeah.
Thank you for that. As you're explaining, you were talking about the podcast. I just want to derail you before I ask you why is this message so important. Let's say that someone wants to start a podcast. What were the lessons that you learned throughout that journey? Because you are doing a podcast at the moment. So what
Yeah.
can they do? There's someone listening to this says, I've been trying to do this, but I don't know what to do. What would you say to him or her?
So starting for a podcast specifically, I think it's just being authentic. It all boils down to your authenticity, staying true to who you are and what you believe you're supposed to actually be doing. Because when I started it out, I was actually, you know, I'm a Christ follower, ke ngwana Modimo, and I just wanted to grow in my relationship with God. And the more I delved into the scriptures, I started journaling also and just meditating on the word. And I felt transformed. So with that transformation, I thought I can't keep this to myself. I need to also share some of these stuff that I've written. And the podcast came to mind. And I've just been authentic. I've remained authentic about the whole journey. And what I'm sharing is what I'm also learning. You know, I'm not a pastor, I'm not a minister, I'm not anything. I'm just sharing the learnings that I get on each and every time, you know, I read. So if you want to start a podcast, know what you want to focus on, what your topic of interest is, and what message you want to carry out there in the world. So if it's having conversations, what conversations are you wanting to have? What kind of impact are you hoping that you will have through this medium of communication? Because it is a medium of communication. So just think about, you know, the target market also. Who are you targeting? Who do you want to speak to? And then I think once you've outlined those things, then it will be easier to do it. And you will be guided by the purpose that you have for this thing that you wanted to do. So that's just what I'd say. Keep it authentic and aligned to your purpose in life. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. And in when you did your introduction and now you've been talking about the word transformation, what do you mean to someone who hasn't been on the journey of finding themselves, knowing their purpose? What does that word mean? And to yourself, how did you start your transformation? What does transformation on a daily basis look to you, or what has it been this journey?
Mm. So for me, in all honesty, transformation for me has meant that I need to do the work on myself because I realized that we want a whole lot of things and we want change, but we're not doing things differently. So if you're wanting something to change, you need to do something differently. And as part of doing something differently that will transform your life, you need to do the work on yourself. You know, whether it is through mentorship or you are reading some books or you are getting a help from a coach, whatever it is that will help you be more self-aware of who you actually are. Because most times, you know, we meet people and they're like, yo, nah, I see myself as this person. And we are always describing good, good quality traits, you know. But when you actually do the work on yourself, you actually realize, "Hore, eh, there's this I'm not good at, there's this about me that is like so ugly, and I need to confront that about myself and actually work towards being a better person, because honestly this is not how I want to live. So it's just about, for me, it was about doing the work on myself. And I did that. I started on this journey last year. Sorry. I started on the journey last year, got lockdown. When we were go level 5, yeah, lockdown. So I read this book, yeah, Michael Hyatt. The title is Your Best Year Ever. Yes, Your Best Year Ever, something along those lines, but it's Michael Hyatt. So I read this book, and in this book, Michael Hyatt is also a coach. And I mean, I didn't know he was a coach, but I thought, hey, somebody had posted and they said this book transformed their life. So I was just like, yeah, I'm a bookie, so I went to go buy it. And then I kept it in my study for so long. And then last week I looked and I was like, I need to read this book. So I started reading it, and there were so many exercises and things that were actually challenging to me. And through that book, that's where the work on the self actually came from. And the self-awareness came with it. And just knowing, Corey, this is the Refilwe I thought I was, and this is the real Refilwe. And the Refilwe that I envision for myself is this kind. So these are the things that I need to do to get there. And it's been a journey. I'm still on that journey. I mean, I don't believe that you learn something and then solely write it and then you're an expert. I don't believe in that. So it's a continuous journey that I'm on. But yeah, through that season is actually when I learned about, transformation, and I actually got transformed. And that's actually when, after that, then I started with the podcast thing, and I've just been going and going ever since.
Thank you for sharing that. I see we also have got Rachel on Facebook. Welcome, Rachel.
Hey, Rachel.
And if you've got questions for our guest, please do ask. And she's been talking about transformation as well, and also share this live on your timeline. It might heal someone, it might transform someone. And the book that she just mentioned, someone might have to read it, because that is the message that came out today. My further question is, why is this message so important to you? Why did you share it with us?
Hmm. I think, in all honesty, it's very important. And this goes to the quote that I shared with you. Um, when I saw that quote, it defines the space that I'm in right now and what I'm actually doing with my life. So it is important to be mindful of where we are, what our thoughts are, and the kinds of feelings that are within us, and also how they're actually affecting us. So that is number one. And then the second important point is that in whatever it is that we're going through, we go through seasons of turmoil, seasons of heartache, and then jiggy jiggy, there's joy, joyous occasions, you get a promotion, somebody gets married. We need to be grateful in all of those moments, even the ones that are not so great. We need to be grateful each and every day, practice gratitude daily, and just acknowledge the little things that you have in your life, that are going on in your life. Because I've realized with me that when I don't follow through with my gratitude practice, I tend to focus on the negative, you know. I focus on the negative, and I focus on things that really break me down and put me down. But when I focus my mind on what's actually positive and going great in my life, not to say the other stuff are not important and I'm not acknowledging them, but it's just being grateful that, I've got clean water. How many people don't have clean water out there? I've got food to eat, warm food to eat. It's even in the little things that you need to be grateful for. So that practice has also helped me a lot with the change of mindset. Um, and the next one is just to be positive. It's important to stay positive, irrespective of, wherever you are in life, because a positive attitude I've seen is just a good recipe towards us living a fuller life. If you're not positive, you are depriving yourself of greatness, you're depriving yourself of hope, of joy, and stress or anxious, it's this and that. And I don't think that's a place that somebody willingly wants to be in. So we have to be intentional about, being positive, to say, I'm going to be positive and I'm going to be optimistic in this situation. And just be true to who you are. I'm going to, even in this situation, I'm going to be true to who I am. I will not get swayed by all of the noise that's happening around me and, let everything convince me, "Hey, I'm in the dogs right now." It's okay. The situation isn't that great, but there's still this and this and that that I can be grateful for. So yeah, that's why it's so important to me. And that's why I actually shared that quote with you the other day. This has actually become like what are those, do you call those things? Go at the schools, they've got like the mottos.
Yes.
Motto of the
Can you
school, yeah.
repeat the quote? Please repeat the quote. Some people might not have seen it. Do you have it nearer, or should I read it for you?
Please read it out for me so that,
Okay.
yeah.
So the quote says, "Be mindful, be grateful, be positive, be true, be kind," is by Roy T. Bennett.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I think that's why this message is so important to me, because if you're not doing things afraid, Mashudu, you listen to the naysayers, you listen to next door neighbor saying, why are you parenting this way? You listen to your colleagues at work saying, you can't come with me into this boardroom. You listen to everybody else that's saying no and feeding you with not so great messaging that you don't need, But in doing it afraid, it's you saying, I will go out there, I will be bold and courageous, irrespective of what's going to happen. It's going to be okay. If there's failure, and I'm saying failure because I don't believe we fail, we learn from each and every experience. If there's failure, what is it that I need to be learning from this experience that I can take with me into the next chapter of my life? So it goes back to just being mindful of the thoughts that you're feeding yourself, being mindful of the environment that you're in and how it's actually influencing you. Yeah.
Thank you. That's so awesome. I also have got a comment here from Dumi. She says, "I love the attitude of gratitude phenomenon. When we are not, it is true that we focus on the negative, and that steals our joy and peace." Thank you so much, Dumi, for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And there's another comment on Facebook from Rachel. She says she's going to buy the book. Can you repeat the book for someone who just joined us?
Michael Hyatt, Your Best Year Ever. Let me actually look up. It's Your Best Year Ever. Yes, Your Best Year Ever by Michael Hyatt. So if you can't afford a coach, just get that book, but do the exercises. Be true to yourself, be accountable to yourself. Because if you're not gonna do that, then you're not gonna grow. You're not gonna grow.
So I trust everyone had the book. It's Your Best Year Ever by Michael Hyatt. So she
Right.
said,
Yeah.
if you are not ready to have a coach, will be your accountability partner. So do get the book and start doing the work. And when you're ready, you can get the coach to assist you as well.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
so there's so much that you can do, guys. You have heard we have been talking about transformation, what you need to do, and the coach that we shared, and the message that she has shared about being true to yourself. It's quite key because If you are not, you're gonna live, and we normally say incongruent life. So ask
Yeah.
yourself, is your
Mm.
life congruent or is it misaligned? Another word for incongruent is being misaligned. So are you living your life according to the Jones, or are you living your life according to what God has ordained you? And she also mentioned about your
Yeah.
purpose.
Yeah. And it's very important, Mashudu, because we tend to listen to a lot of noise out there. Our friends, our family members, our partners, whoever. But we listen actually and we do what they say or what they recommend in good faith, because we actually don't know ourselves. And if we get to a point where you actually know yourself through doing the work on yourself, you are then able to say, if Mashudu comes and says, you can't do that because of one, two, and three. Mashudu, no, I can actually do this because this and that. Because you know who you are and you know what you're rooted in. So it's very important to know yourself, and you can only know yourself through working on yourself and being comfortable and ready to face up with the demons from within. And yeah, just discarding what needs to be discarded and keep in what needs to be kept inside.
So true. Just to add on that, is just to remind everyone we're intuitive beings. We've been given
Mm.
that sixth sense that we normally don't utilize because we don't train to listen, to be still and listen to God. So remember, you're powerful beyond measure, and you've got that God given gift that He has given you. So train it and practice it. Learn to do meditation. We always train our bodies and we forget this powerhouse, which is our mind, which can help you to filter what Refilwe has been saying. If your friends say this, that inner you will tell you, this doesn't serve you, this serves you. So guys, look into that. And Rachel says, thank you, God, thank you. And to those ones and to those once more who will be listening or were listening, please guys share this message. It will touch somebody, to plant a seed, because someone's story will heal someone, and it will empower them. It will also inspire them, and it will create this movement. And this movement doesn't only end with this Zoom. Start it wherever you are. Go to top feeling that you run. Even if you really go to barring, wherever you are, have those conversations. Learn from someone, because everyone's story is here to heal. It's here to inspire someone. So it's our Felico Zoom, go YouTube, or go yeah, YouTube, sorry. So it doesn't only end here on social media. So start those conversations wherever you are, even with your families. Maybe there's something that you've been asking and saying, how do they do that? Go and ask, and
Mm.
people will answer. And they'll be excited because people want to talk about themselves. They don't like introducing themselves, but they like talking about themselves.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And tell us, what are the things that you're working on that you need people to know about, and how can they reach out to you?
So currently, the podcast episodes go out on a weekly basis, and for the month of August, I've been doing a series on lessons from women in the Bible. So I also share this on my Facebook page on a weekly basis with just links where people can access the podcast. So that's what I'm busy with. And like I said earlier, I'm also still pursuing like formal coaching training. Like you, Mashudu, I've been doing e-coaching and I didn't even know it was called coaching. But I've come to the realization that, oh, so I've been coaching this whole time. So I'm just doing it formally now, just so that I can get accredited and, live my best life with my people who would want to be coached by me. So that's what I'm busy with. And besides my work and posting inspirational social media messages where you can get in touch with me, I'm busy with work and parenting and packing yummy craftiness for my daughter for school. So yeah.
Thank you so much for that, guys. And another thing that I just want to highlight from what she said, find your purpose. So if
Mm.
now, even now, you don't know your purpose, you're missing out on this. What Gwena said earlier in the other discussion was, she said everyone has got an assignment that they need
Yeah.
to fulfill on this earth. So find out that is purpose. What is your assignment? The assignment that even if you just slept for 10 minutes and when they wake you up, you'll still get excited to do it. So that is what is your purpose. And if you don't
Yeah.
know what it is, find a coach that you resonate with who will help you to get to that so much quicker because they'll keep you accountable because they want the best for you. So
Yes,
find out.
absolutely. Yeah. And can I just add something on the purpose thing? I think most people go around saying, "Oh, I don't know what my purpose is. I'm looking for it," you know. And I think people assume that purpose is this bigger thing or something that doesn't look like almost like their daily lives. But what I realized with me is that the thing that I call my purpose is what I've been doing all along, but I never considered it as, something greater. But I get so much joy from doing it. And I actually then realized, oh, so purpose has always been right here by me. But because I was focused on other things, thinking it's going to come packaged in a certain way, I completely missed it, you know. And I think that's why a lot of people are always saying, how do I find it? How do I find it? And they go through all these emotions and, yeah, a journey of just uncertainty, saying, I'm looking for my purpose. I'm looking for my purpose. And Kandi, your purpose is right there. And you might find that you're doing it each and every day, even if it's just 1% nyana, you are doing something that is within your purpose. You just haven't acknowledged it or considered it as your purpose.
And Refilwe, can you acknowledge your purpose of creating these yummy lunches? That is what Jimmy is saying. You should turn that package packing of lunchbox into a real business. They always look so yummy. Is that your purpose?
Okay, dude, I'm really working on that. I'm working on that. There's a menu, there's a cycle menu I'm working on. And somebody also said we need recipes too. So I'm working on that. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. This other person actually said they want a whole menu book. So I was just like, okay, that is a whole different challenge to, what smaller thing I was doing. So I'm working on it. And when it's ready, I will be sharing. But for now, if you want some tips, I'm giving away tips and and sharing some stuff with the moms.
Thank you. Do you have a group where you share those stuff that they can join or you share it on your page?
No, I share it on my Instagram mostly and my daughter's Instagram and also on my WhatsApp. And just people who are genuinely interested, they always reach out to me whenever I post. They're like, "Oh my gosh, give me some tips. What's the menu for the week?" And then I just share. I share that.
Okay. So, what is your Instagram handle? Maybe there's someone they want to go and peep through and check that.
So my Instagram handle is at Fifi underscore says underscore. And then from there you'll get to see my daughter's page. That's actually where I post most of the lunch boxes. So yeah, go have a look there and be enticed. If you need some tips, I will be here to support you.
Thank you so much, guys. You heard so much about transformation, your purpose, being positive, and gratitude as well. And also making lunch, yummy lunches. I wish I was in Pretoria. So I'll go to the page and also try them as well. So thank you so much. And I just want to emphasize the food part. Like nowadays, with people being busy, not having time for themselves. So look at that people seriously because you
Yeah.
might be the answer. Because everyone, they are always on their socials looking for something. They are tired of eating the normal food. They want something exciting, which is homely.
Different. Yeah. Yeah.
So, because even with coaching, the food, how it's prepared, there's a vibration that it emits. And if you are really passionate about the food, even those who eat it will feel the vibration and the nourishment. So never underestimate that power, that gift that you have.
Yeah. Thank you for that. My daughter always says, Mama, I feel so special. You. So that affirmation comes through every week. And during lockdown, she was like, I'm ready to go to school. And I was like, Maramuki, why do you want to go to school? Then she's like, no, I really miss the kaftinas because here at home, yeah, you prepare them, but it's not as great as when I go to school. I was like, okay, okay, I get it. Loud and clear. Yeah.
We got that. Thank you so much, guys. So join the conversation. It has been an awesome. We wrapped up this week, and I trust everyone who listened to all the conversations that we've had since Thursday. They've been empowered. If you haven't listened to them, go to my timeline, and also you can go to my YouTube, which is Mashudu Mbhele. So that is where all the recordings are saved as well, so that you can be empowered, you can be inspired, and a seed can be implanted. Like today, there might be someone who needs to start making those sandwiches, the yummy ones. And today, you also shared a book, which I saw Rachel said she's gonna buy. So it's so amazing. So never underestimate the message that God has given you when you start those conversations. So thank you to everyone who's tuned in. We love you, and do tune in. Next week's session, we've got one on Tuesday and another one on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. The times might change, but just look out on my timeline where we update. Tuesday one, we'll be talking about wellness, fitness. We've been talking about the mind and everything. So if you are really worried about your wellness and how you eat, so it will expand on what she's saying. That's why I say food has got that vibration. So what you eat affects you. What you do to your body affects you. So if you are having issues with your health, your mind as well, so do tune in at 6 p.m. I've got a wellness coach who's gonna just empower you. So this year has been so awesome. We've got coaches. I think now you realize there are so many different coaches for everything, coming from intuitive wellness, soul coach that we had the other week. So there's someone to help you. Just raise your hand and ask for help so that you can live the purpose and add value wherever you are. If it's making yummy lunches, if it's to transform someone, if it's to make someone be a dancer, a vocal coach. So there's so many, never you are. The list is endless. So guys, thank you so much. So share, remember to share. Oh, and one last thing, please tell us what were your key takeaways from this discussion today. We wanna hear what you had today. Yeah, so that's me. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening, 6 p.m. So yeah, let's leave you so that you can be with your family so that you can prepare for the week ahead. Normally Sundays are for planning, and it comes back to what Quena said. When you plan, do you plan your week? So do you plan it on Sunday or Monday? Do you know what you need to achieve? It won't be 100%, but plan
Mhm.
so that someone doesn't plan your life and you feel disgruntled, happy, moody, and all that. So if you don't do it, someone's gonna take over. I see there's a comment from Jimmy. Thank you so much for this inspiring session. Thank you, Jimmy, for
Thank
also
you to
taking the
me for
time.
joining us. We
Yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah, and thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Charity, and thank you to those who'll be tuning in. Bye bye.
Bye.